Hello everyone, welcome back to this session. In the past sessions we have seen a number of lessons and this is a new one. It's the second in the series of past tenses. We have seen the past simple earlier and this will be our second and the past under the past tenses, which is the past continuous tense. All right, now the past continuous tense. Okay, how do we form the past continuous tense? The past continuous tense is formed, okay, using the past form of be verbs, was and were, as you know, plus the verb ing, because when we say past continuous or continuous means the action was in progress, right? So when we talk about the past continuous, we use the be verbs, was and were, which are the past forms of is, am, are, was and were, plus the verb ing. So by using that structure, we construct the past continuous structure. So there are different forms, as I stated here. The first one is when we want to construct a statement or positive statement. How are we going to construct it? We use subject plus was or were plus verb ing plus object, which means I was learning English, or we were learning English, I was teaching English, okay, I was teaching English or we were learning English. So that is the positive structure. When we want to construct a negative structure, we construct in the same way, but we add not after the be verbs. Okay, subject plus was or were plus not plus verb ing plus object. So here, when we want to make the sentence that we already constructed in the positive sentence, I was teaching English, so the negative will be I was not teaching English, all right, or we were not learning English. So that is the negative. And the third one is an interrogative sentence or statement. When we want to construct an interrogative statement, we use, or we commonly we bring forward the be verbs. So was or were comes first, followed by the subject, and then the verb ing, and the object comes last. So the examples above, I was teaching English, can be, okay, was I teaching English? Were we learning English? All right, so the be verbs here comes at the beginning to construct the interrogative statements. I think you have a clear idea about how to form the past continuous structure. Coming on to the uses of the past continuous tense, the past continuous tense is used in a number of situations. The first one, it is used to describe parallel actions in the past. What do we mean by parallel action? When one action, okay, was in progress here, another action was taking place at the same time. So when you want to talk about these two parallel actions, you can use the past continuous tense, okay? In this case, both actions can be long enough to go head to head, okay, long enough to go parallel for a long time, or one continues for a long time and the other stays for a while and finishes there. So we use the past continuous tense to talk about actions that took place parallelly in the past, okay, parallelly in the past. So that is the first use. The second function, I will come, for example, regarding the first one, okay, to talk about or to describe actions taking place parallelly, okay, you can say, for example, if both actions are long enough to go, when I was riding a bike, okay, he was driving a car. You see, riding a bike, driving a car. Both go or went parallelly. And some action can be short, okay? When I was, okay? When I was reading a book, he came in, okay? He came in. So that means this one is a short action, this one took longer time. So when we want to talk about these two parallel actions, we use the past continuous. The second function is to describe what someone was doing at a particular point in the past, okay? To describe what someone was doing at a particular time in the past. Which means, for example, what were you doing the whole day yesterday? Or what were you doing the whole day last weekend, okay? Or last Sunday, or last Saturday, okay? You can say, I was reading a book the whole day yesterday, or I was watching films the whole day yesterday, or the whole afternoon yesterday. So when you want to talk about what someone was doing, okay, what someone was doing at a particular time in the past, we use the past continuous tense. The third one is to express interrupted actions in the past, interrupted action in the past. So what does it mean? When a certain long action was taking place, there was a short action that interrupted it. So when you want to talk about an interruption in a series of actions in the past, we use the past continuous tense. Okay? So when I was studying my lessons, the phone rang. Okay, that ringing of the phone interrupted my process or my action of studying for a while. So when you want to talk about an interruption in a certain action in the past, you use the past continuous tense and you put it in relation to the past simple, because that short action, okay, takes past simple verb or verb to, and the longer action that was in progress takes a past continuous structure. The last one is to express repetition and irritation. Okay, to express repetition and irritation. Okay, if you remember when we talked about the present continuous tense, one function of the present continuous tense we mentioned was it is used to describe. It is used to describe an annoying behavior of someone or something. Okay, so the same is true here. When you want to express an irritating behavior of someone, okay, and to show that there was a repetition of something, we can use the past continuous tense. The past continuous tense. Giving some examples under these, for example, when we want to talk about parallel actions going together parallelly, you can say, when I was reading a book, my sister was watching films. When I was reading a book, my sister was watching films. And when you want to talk about, what someone was doing at a specific time in the past, you can use the past continuous. I was studying in the library all day yesterday. I was studying in the library all day yesterday. So that is to describe what someone was doing, okay, or what I was doing in a specific time in the past. And the third one, okay, to show that there was an interruption in a series of actions in the past, we use the past continuous. I was driving to work when I crashed my car. I was driving to work when I crashed my car. So the crash interrupted that whole process, right? Then I was driving to work when I crashed my car. This shows that the crash interrupted the driving process, right? So just like I mentioned earlier, when I was studying my lesson, the phone rang, okay? The phone rang. Or when I was walking on Bole Road, I met an old friend. So the walking is a long process, okay, interrupted by that for a short while by that action. So when I was walking on the street, I met an old friend. I met an old friend. So that is another one. And the last one is to talk about an irritating behavior. To show how we are irritated, we use the past continuous tense. So he was always complaining in class. Okay, he was always complaining. So if someone was known for his or her complaints regularly in the past, you can use the past continuous tense to describe that behavior. If a machine, okay, gave you a hard time in the past in your office or in your old office, you can use that printer was giving me a hard time every time I wanted to use it. So that means you were not happy, you were annoyed by the behavior of or the action of that person or that machine. So generally the past continuous tense in relation to the past simple, okay, if you are given two verbs in a sentence and asked you to distinguish whether to use the past simple or the past continuous, I advise you first to look at the verbs, okay, and identify the verb that can be in process or that can take longer time. So for the verb that takes longer time, I advise you to use the past continuous. And for the short verb or for the action that you believe takes shorter time, I want you to use the past simple. Okay, like when I was walking on the road, I met my old friend. So you meet him and you continue your walk, right? So that is another function. So generally, look at this timeline. In a timeline, this is now and this is the past, right? In the past, there are a series of past actions that we had in life. So this one, okay, for example, this action started here at this point and it was in process even after the interruption, okay? After the interruption, it continued. For example, dig the garden. And here, find a coin. Find a coin. So you were digging the garden and suddenly you found a coin. So you can say, I found a coin when I was digging the garden. You found that and you continue digging. Another example, read a book and phone rang. Okay, when I was reading a book, my phone rang. My phone rang. So when you have two verbs, the shorter one takes past simple, the longer one takes continuous or past continuous structure or the ing structure. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, queries and comments, please write your comment under the comment section. Let me know your feedback. Like, share and subscribe to this channel for further videos. Thank you so much. Have a good day.